Depression. Right as I set foot in Malaysia, the government decided to impose a lockdown. And at first, I wasn't really alarmed because I was not aware of the consequences. In fact, I was kind of glad at first because I don't have to attend the university lectures and stuff like that. It was really, really convenient because you just have to wake up like 5 minutes before the class and attend right away without, worrying about grooming yourself, all that stuff. And it was okay at first, but as time progressed, I started having a lot of issues. So, firstly, I was not used to the whole e learning structure. Everything felt really unnatural, watching the lectures speak through a webcam and a bunch of names scattered in Zoom, having no idea what they look like or if they are even real. And as days went by, I did not feel like studying at all. And it felt really weird because you would think that if you were to study at home, it is much more convenient, so you would study better, right? But I just couldn't keep my focus. Even so, submitting your work online, digitally, it didn't quite make sense to me since I was so used to the old school paperwork and all that. So as time went by, things started to get worse. So for two of my units, I was facing difficulty in the assessments, and I was wondering if this thing was even taught in the first place. It was difficult, and it was halfway through the semester already, and I was doing some digging, right? And then I realized what was wrong the entire time. So for one of the units, right, the lectures were pre-recorded and I watched them. That was fine, but they were numbered in such a way that you didn't realize that okay, these materials were for these weeks. And all in all, what I'm saying is I only covered materials for 2 weeks worth of lectures instead of 7 weeks, which is the time that I realized that I did not cover enough videos. And for another unit, there were these pre workshop videos. And my brain thought that these were the ones I'm supposed to watch because they're pre recorded. So these are the ones I'm solely gonna rely on. But turns out there was a whole different section hidden in the e learning website. And that section had all the pre recorded actual lecture videos. And it was baffling to me because I mean, why would you have a pre workshop video for a pre-recorded lecture video, if that's making any sense to you? But yeah, that's pretty much my logic. So that means I basically did not watch the lecture videos for 7 weeks worth of that unit, and I was really taken back. And mind you, I had this same issue with another unit. Even though I covered like 2 weeks, I still did not cover enough. I was so ready to give up on my degree at that point, and I talked to my dad and told him that I wanted to change courses because of all the issues that were going on. I wasn't really enjoying my course either, so that did not really help. And when I saw that there was this mountain of videos piled up, I was struck with anxiety on a whole different level, which I can't really explain. So everything combined made things really, really stressful, and that mid semester break where I had to cover up all the videos was single handedly the most excruciating week I've had in my entire life. I'll never ever forget that one week, that stress, that anxiety, that overdose of caffeine that I had in that one week. I was probably dead inside just in that single time frame. Normally, I do not complain about how difficult life is or how excruciating or how tiring things can be at times. But that single week, I found so many excuses to complain about how bad my life was and how bad of a state I'm in at that time. And it was also difficult to socialize since, the classes were online. I had multiple group projects, but never really met up or, hung out with people. So I would pretty much be on my own for the most part, and I couldn't really approach anyone for help. And given all that issue I was going through, in terms of my academics, I couldn't really, rely on anyone else. I only had me and myself. The only friends I had at that time were my elder brother's group, and these people were the reason why I kept my sanity. As for my friends back in school, they were really busy with their lives, so we weren't really much in contact. And I did message a few regarding my whole situation, trying to vent to them. But again, they were really busy with their lives, so it yeah, I didn't want to bother them any further. So these people were the only ones I had with me, my brother's group basically. And I'm really really grateful that I got to know this few bunch. They're really one of the best in terms of the vibe, the energy, the humor. I would have given up at that point, given the circumstances I was in. I just couldn't see myself, overcome these challenges that were ahead of me. And there were multiple occasions, I approached the balcony of our dorm on the 10th floor and thought about ending it all, just let nobody know and just go for it, what will happen. And life seemed really, really pointless to me, but I had to figure a way out. I knew I had two options, and it is whether to end it all or just keep pushing. And that is when I saw